pitch training or ear training. And, and there are books available on it. You can just kind of, you can work on it, and as long as it takes. I mean, the Indian raga system is, done by personal exchange. Obviously Shabra's got little notes, and we were looking at them this morning, but that's like a one-on-one kind of ear training, if you want to call it that. And though in Indian music it's much more mystical, it's a heart training as well. So
basically, you got your tonic, and everything else are just sons of pitches.
right. So like I say, some. Yeah, I heard that.
He's trying not to.
That's on video too. That joke, huh? Okay. I disavow that joke. It was not my joke. I take no credit for it, nor responsibility for what's on this tape. Okay, so here I just kind of laid out by this is this thing that I have on page whatever that page was. Where was my chromatic scale? Page 7, was it? First person to find it gets a prize. Yeah, on page 7. I just have all the by letter, A 440, 220, 110, 55, whatever the number is below that, after that, 27 and a half. So those are all A's. So then I just spelled out all the, but for the octave, all the letter names. You can have any one of these notes can be a starting point, and that's why I laid out the major scale down here. So what's happening when we do like a scale? Let's pick one of these major scales. Let's pick B flat because I happen to like that. That's a B flat major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like that, okay? So when we analyze it in terms of, so the first note is B flat, that's our anchor note. Okay? Now we're going to go to the next note, which is C. Okay, so we go over here. If we go this way, we're sharp. Okay, this is the low vibration, this is the high vibration up here. Same on a stringed instrument. To the left, unless you're, a lefty and you got a guitar flipped down the other way. This way is low, just like on a piano, this way is high, okay? So, if we go one step sharp, okay, if we go down this way, it's flat, okay? If we go one step this way, it's called a half step. If we go one step downwards, it's a half step. Okay, so each one of these 12 notes is is equidistant from each other. This way, moving up by half steps. This way, moving down by half steps. If we skip one step, we do 2 steps in this direction. We're going a whole step sharp. If we go from F to E flat, we're going a whole step flat. Okay, moving in that. So half step, just one note, neighbor note.
Yeah.
Whole step, 2 notes away. Okay. So let's analyze this. So B flat to C is the distance between them is a whole step. Okay. You see that? Make sense? B flat. You skip the B, you go to the C. Okay. We're analyzing this is the vibration of one note. I said in the harmonics, it creates what we come to know as the major scale, basic building block of music. Now let's analyze the distances. If we keep bringing more notes down, we make a 12 notes.
It's kind of putting, like the do is the C.
Hmm?
The do is
Do is
C.
C, right, or Sa.
So it's just like to put like, where is the half scale or
the half step.
the half step, you just like put it on any kind of
any pitch,
just like
any vibration,
slide it.
slide it. Exactly, it's a formula, and especially stringed instruments are very symmetrical that way. So, okay, C to D. I'm going to go quickly because we don't have a lot of time. But if you're following me, that would be a whole step.
Yeah.
Okay. D to E flat is a half. Okay. E flat to F is whole. F to G is whole. G to A is whole, and A to B flat is half. And musicians break this down like this: whole, whole, half. A whole step ties it together, and whole, whole, half. It's a little formula that you can keep in mind. So as you're playing a fretted instrument, for example, This is a whole step. Okay. Guitar, and you know, all stringed instruments. I mean, from here, I mean, these are all half steps along the chromatic scale. So you go 12 way, and you're at the octave. Hear that? And remember, I told you the harmonic. The first harmonic is this one. Listen. And now, if I press my finger down all the way on the fret, same note. Okay. Same note. Okay, so that's the octave. So that's the 12th fret. So 12 subdivisions later, I'm at the octave. Okay. So anyway, so this little system here is called a tetrachord. There's an A in here, tetrachord. And it's just an easy way to remember the formulas for major scales. So like when we were just working on these scales with Shabda, we were thinking whole, half. A whole ties it together, and then there's another equal, same kind of tetrachord. You know, so that's like the basic shape of what a major scale looks like. Okay. And
what's the tetrachord exactly?
It's just an easy way for us to
break up the scale.
Break up the scale and kind of remember it. And this tetrachord gives us a four-note row. Tetra means four in Latin, so we have a four-note row. Here's another four-note row. Okay, right there. And so there's like a whole step space in between the two tetrachords. So then when you start working on different kinds of scales, you can figure out what the tetrachord relationship is and learn the scale simply by numbers that way. It gets to be really, really easy. Okay? Now we're going to get to the fun stuff.
Yay.
All right?
Yeah.
So this is where Sufi music really comes in hand. You know, this is the realm of the dances music. So we have a scale here. I'm just going to use B flat as the example to run through, okay? Okay, so if this is musicians now start to become creative with these games, all in reference to the major scale for the time being. We have this major scale of B flat. Instead of starting on the B flat, let's say we start on the second note of the scale. Okay, so our new scale will be C, D. Same notes as the B flat major scale. It'll be our parent scale. And C. Okay. This is called a Dorian. These are called modes. So when I have just a regular major scale, if I'm thinking in terms of modes, that's called an Ionian mode, and it's in the book, the modes of major. So Ionian mode. If I play the same exact notes, but I shift my center in that scale, beginning with C, okay, the second note of the scale, then I end up with a whole, half, whole, another whole, half, and whole. This is my. There you can see the tetrachord again. Whole, half, whole ties it together, whole, half, whole. See how there's kind of a symmetry to that, you know? It's an easy way to remember stuff. If you're playing along on a fretted instrument, you can kind of, you know. The same works on a piano. The piano is just kind of set up differently. Guitar, you know, and these fretted instruments are very mathematically set up. Exactly like I wrote out the chromatic scale like this. They're just kind of in a row, up and down like that, okay? The keyboard, because of the way it developed in the Western music, it's got the black keys and the white keys. If it was up to me, I would completely redesign the piano. I have an idea for it, but anyway, it's too late. They ain't gonna change on me, you know? So I know people like Joe Zawano from Weather Report. He actually makes his own, he has enough clout with the music industry that he designs his own synthesizers, you know, to have different kind of formulas on them.
Do you like equal tempered tonings?
No, it's not. That's not what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about the layout of this chromatic scale on the keyboard. My way of doing it would be what's called whole tone scales. White key, black key, white key, black key, white key, black key, all the way up and down the keyboard.
High five. That's what I want too.
You want a whole tone scale?
I do.
All right. Yeah.
That's the way my brain
But
works.
anyway, and that would be very much like the guitar. It'd be very symmetrical. And you can quote me on that. Anybody can take this idea.